In the journey of life, we all encounter moments where the structure we've carefully built begins to crumble. The pillars of our confidence weaken, the walls of our identity start to crack, and the roof of our aspirations seems to collapse under the weight of adversity. It is in these moments of despair that we are faced with a profound decision to surrender to the ruins or to rebuild and reorganize ourselves. The first step in this noble endeavor is to recognize the broken pieces. We must confront with unflinching honesty the areas of our lives that are in disrepair. It is not an easy task to look at the fragments of what once was with a clear and discerning eye. Yet, without this recognition, we are like an architect trying to design a new structure without acknowledging the ruins that remain. Once we have surveyed the landscape of our brokenness, we must embrace the process of rebuilding. This is not a task for the faint-hearted, for it requires patience, perseverance, and above all, faith. The road to reconstruction is often winding and fraught with obstacles, but it is a road that leads to a stronger, more resilient self. As we lay each new brick, we must remind ourselves that every small effort, every minor adjustment contributes to the grand design of our renewed existence. In the midst of this rebuilding, it becomes crucial to reorganize our priorities. Just as a builder must determine which materials are essential for a solid foundation, we too must decide what truly matters in our lives. This is a time to let go of the trivial pursuits that once consumed us and to focus on the values, relationships, and goals that will sustain our new structure. It is a time of profound clarity, where we must ask ourselves what kind of life we wish to build and who we want to be within it. As we progress, we must not overlook the importance of reflection. In the quiet moments when the tools of construction are set aside, we must engage in deep introspection. Reflection is the compass that guides our rebuilding process, allowing us to learn from the past and apply those lessons to our present and future. It is in these moments of contemplation that we find the wisdom to reorganize our lives in a way that aligns with our true purpose. But rebuilding and reorganizing oneself is not without its challenges. Life will undoubtedly test our resolve, and it is here that we must cultivate resilience and adaptability. Like a tree that bends in the wind but does not break, we must learn to navigate the storms of life with grace and strength. Resilience is the cornerstone of our new structure, and adaptability is the skill that will allow us to adjust our plans without losing sight of our ultimate goal. Finally, as we stand before our newly rebuilt selves, we must ensure that this new structure is built on a foundation of hope and purpose. Without hope, our efforts will feel hollow, and without purpose, our new lives will lack direction. Hope is the light that guides us through the darkest times, and purpose is the driving force that propels us forward, even when the road is difficult. To rebuild and reorganize oneself is a monumental task, but it is one that is within our grasp. By recognizing the broken pieces, embracing the process, reorganizing our priorities, reflecting on our journey, cultivating resilience, and building on a foundation of hope and purpose, we can emerge from the ruins of our past stronger, wiser, and more determined than ever before. Let us take up the challenge with courage and conviction, knowing that the effort we invest today will shape the person we become tomorrow. The first step toward rebuilding and reorganizing oneself is the crucial act of recognizing the broken pieces of our lives. It is a step that demands courage, introspection, and an unwavering commitment to truth. To truly rebuild, we must first come to terms with the areas that need reconstruction, and this begins with an honest evaluation of the fragments that lie scattered in the aftermath of life's challenges. Life, with its unpredictable twists and turns, has a way of eroding the foundations we once believed were solid. The dreams we nurtured, the relationships we valued, and the identities we constructed can all be shaken by the storms of time and circumstance. In such moments, it is tempting to look away, to distract ourselves from the discomfort of seeing our lives in disarray. We might bury ourselves in work, seek solace in fleeting pleasures, or immerse ourselves in the lives of others to avoid confronting the cracks in our own. However, true transformation cannot occur without first acknowledging that something is amiss. It requires us to take a step back and view our lives with an objective lens. This process is not about self-criticism or dwelling in negativity. but rather about facing reality with clarity and humility. It is about accepting that we are not infallible, that we have made mistakes, and that there are aspects of our lives that are in need of attention and repair. To recognize the broken pieces, we must engage in deep self-reflection. This involves asking ourselves difficult questions. Where have I faltered? What relationships have I neglected or damaged? What dreams have I abandoned? And why? It is through this questioning that we begin to uncover the areas of our lives that require rebuilding. This is not a process that can be rushed. It requires time, patience, and a willingness to sit with uncomfortable truths. In this process, we may discover that certain beliefs or values we once held dear no longer serve us. Perhaps we clung to a career path that, while financially rewarding, left us feeling unfulfilled and disconnected from our true passions. Or maybe we maintained relationships out of a sense of obligation, even when they drained our energy and stifled our growth. These realizations can be painful, but they are also liberating. They offer us the opportunity to release what no longer aligns with who we are, and to make space for new possibilities. Acknowledging the broken pieces also means recognizing the impact of external forces on our lives. We must consider how societal pressures, cultural expectations, and the opinions of others have shaped our decisions and contributed to our current state. It is easy to fall into the trap of living according to the expectations of others, only to find ourselves feeling lost and disconnected from our true selves. By recognizing these influences, we can begin to reclaim our autonomy and make choices that are aligned with our values and desires. However, recognizing the broken pieces is not only about identifying what is wrong, it is also about understanding the underlying causes. We must dig deeper to uncover the root of our struggles. For example, if we find that we are consistently unhappy in our relationships, we must ask ourselves why. Is it because we have chosen partners who are incompatible with our values? Or is it because we have not fully healed from past wounds? By identifying the root causes, we can address the issues at their source rather than merely treating the symptoms. This process of recognition also involves embracing vulnerability. It requires us to admit that we do not have all the answers and that we are not as strong or as put together as we might like to appear. Vulnerability is often seen as a weakness, but in reality it is a strength. It is through vulnerability that we connect with our true selves and with others in a meaningful way. When we allow ourselves to be vulnerable, we open the door to genuine healing and transformation. As we recognize the broken pieces, we must also resist the urge to rush into action. There is a temptation to immediately start fixing what is broken, to put the pieces back together as quickly as possible. But rebuilding oneself is not about quick fixes or superficial changes. It is about a deep and lasting transformation that comes from understanding and addressing the underlying issues. This requires patience and a willingness to sit with the discomfort of uncertainty. Recognizing the broken pieces of our lives is the first and most crucial step toward transformation. It is a process that demands honesty, introspection, and vulnerability. By taking the time to truly see the areas of our lives that need rebuilding, we set the stage for meaningful and lasting change. It is through this recognition that we begin the journey of reconstruction, laying the foundation for a life that is more authentic, fulfilling, and aligned with our true selves. Embracing the process of rebuilding oneself is a journey that requires more than just recognizing the broken pieces. It demands a deep commitment to the long and often arduous path of personal transformation. This process is not a quick fix or a simple repair job. It is a comprehensive and ongoing endeavor that involves reconstructing the very foundation of who we are. It requires patience, perseverance, and, above all, faith in the outcome, even when that outcome is not immediately visible. To embrace this process, we must first accept that rebuilding is a gradual and sometimes painful journey. It is akin to constructing a house brick by brick. Each step is essential, but the full structure is not immediately apparent. There will be moments of frustration when progress seems slow or even non-existent. We might question whether the effort is worth it, whether the pain of confronting our brokenness is too much to bear. Yet, it is precisely in these moments that our commitment to the process is tested and strengthened. One of the key challenges in embracing the process of rebuilding is the temptation to revert to old habits and patterns. When the going gets tough, our instinct is often to retreat to the familiar, even if the familiar is what led to our brokenness in the first place. It is easy to fall back into the comfort of old routines, relationships, or ways of thinking, especially when the new path is fraught with uncertainty. But true rebuilding requires us to resist this urge and to remain steadfast in our commitment to change. This commitment is bolstered by a clear vision of what we are striving to achieve. Just as an architect has a blueprint before beginning construction, we too must have a vision of the person we want to become. This vision acts as a guiding star, keeping us focused and motivated even when the work becomes difficult. It is important to note that this vision should be rooted in our true values and desires, rather than in external expectations or societal pressures. Only when we are building towards something that genuinely resonates with our innermost self can we find the strength to persevere through the challenges that arise. Another crucial aspect of embracing the process of rebuilding is the willingness to face and overcome obstacles. Life is full of unexpected challenges, and the process of reconstruction is no exception. There will be setbacks, disappointments, and moments of doubt. But these obstacles are not roadblocks, they are opportunities for growth. Each challenge we face is a lesson in resilience, teaching us to adapt, to find new solutions, and to continue moving forward even when the path is unclear. Patience plays a significant role in this journey. In a world that often values quick results and instant gratification, the slow and steady nature of personal transformation can be difficult to accept. We may become impatient with ourselves, frustrated by the pace of our progress. But patience is not just about waiting, it is about trusting the process. It is about understanding that real and lasting change takes time and that each small step we take is a step toward our ultimate goal. Patience allows us to appreciate the journey rather than constantly focusing on the destination. Perseverance is equally important. The process of rebuilding is not linear. There will be ups and downs, moments of great progress, and moments of apparent stagnation. Perseverance means continuing to move forward, even when the way is difficult. It means showing up for ourselves every day, even when we feel like giving up. It is the determination to keep building brick by brick, even when the structure is far from complete. Faith is perhaps the most essential element in embracing the process of rebuilding. Faith is what sustains us when the journey becomes difficult, when the progress is slow, and when the outcome is uncertain. It is the belief that the work we are doing is meaningful and that, in the end, it will lead to something beautiful. Faith is not about ignoring the challenges or pretending that the journey is easy. It is about trusting that, despite the difficulties, the process is leading us to a place of greater wholeness and fulfillment. Embracing the process of rebuilding also means being kind to ourselves. Personal transformation is not about perfection, it is about progress. There will be times when we stumble, when we fall back into old habits, or when we feel like we are not moving forward at all. In these moments, it is crucial to treat ourselves with compassion. We must remember that rebuilding is a journey, not a destination, and that every step we take, no matter how small, is a step in the right direction. Finally, embracing the process of rebuilding involves a willingness to let go of the past. This does not mean forgetting where we have come from or ignoring the lessons we have learned. Rather, it means releasing the hold that our past mistakes, failures, and disappointments have on us. It means forgiving ourselves for the ways we have fallen short and allowing ourselves to move forward without the burden of guilt or regret. Letting go of the past frees us to fully engage in the process of rebuilding, with our eyes focused on the future and our hearts open to the possibilities that lie ahead. Embracing the process of rebuilding oneself is a journey of patience, perseverance, faith and self-compassion. It is a journey that requires us to confront our brokenness, to resist the pull of old habits, and to continue moving forward, even when the way is difficult. But it is also a journey that leads to profound transformation, to a life that is more aligned with our true selves, and to a future that is full of hope and possibility. By committing to this process, we lay the foundation for a life that is stronger, more resilient, and more fulfilling than we ever imagined. Reorganizing our priorities is an essential and transformative step in the process of rebuilding oneself. As we navigate through life, our priorities often become muddled, influenced by external pressures, societal expectations, and the busyness of daily existence. Over time, we may find ourselves devoting energy to pursuits that no longer align with our true values or bring us genuine fulfillment. To reorganize our priorities is to engage in a deliberate and thoughtful process of determining what truly matters, letting go of what no longer serves us, and focusing our efforts on what will lead to a more meaningful and purposeful life. The first step in reorganizing our priorities is self-reflection. This requires us to take a step back from the hustle and bustle of life and engage in deep introspection. We must ask ourselves important questions. What are my core values? What brings me joy and fulfillment? What are the goals and dreams that truly resonate with me? These questions help us to uncover our authentic desires and aspirations, free from the noise of external influences. Through this process, we begin to see clearly which aspects of our lives align with our true selves and which do not. Once we have gained clarity about our core values and desires, the next step is to evaluate how our current priorities align with them. This often requires a brutally honest assessment of how we are spending our time, energy, and resources. We may find that we are dedicating a significant portion of our lives to activities or pursuits that do not reflect our values or contribute to our overall well-being. For example, we might realize that we are prioritizing work over relationships, financial success over personal growth, or social obligations over self-care. Recognizing these misalignments is crucial because it allows us to see where change is needed. Reorganizing our priorities also involves making difficult decisions about what to let go. Letting go can be challenging because it often involves confronting attachments to people, habits, or lifestyles that we have become accustomed to, even if they no longer serve us. However, it is essential to understand that holding on to everything only dilutes our energy and focus. By letting go of what no longer aligns with our values, we free up space for what truly matters. This might mean stepping back from certain commitments, redefining relationships, or changing the way we approach our work or daily routines. As we reorganize our priorities, it is important to recognize that this process is not static, it is dynamic and ongoing. Life is constantly changing, and so too are our circumstances, needs, and desires. What may be a priority at one stage of life may not hold the same importance in another. For example, in our youth, we may prioritize career advancement and financial success, while later in life, we may place greater value on relationships, health, and personal fulfillment. Therefore, we must regularly revisit and reassess our priorities to ensure they continue to align with our evolving values and life goals. Another key aspect of reorganizing our priorities is learning to say no. Many of us struggle with the fear of disappointing others or missing out on opportunities, leading us to take on too many responsibilities or commitments. However, saying yes to everything often means saying no to what truly matters. To reorganize our priorities effectively, we must learn to set boundaries and be selective about where we invest our time and energy. Saying no is not about being selfish, it is about honoring our values and ensuring that our actions are in alignment with our most important goals. Reorganizing our priorities also requires us to embrace the concept of balance. It is easy to fall into the trap of prioritizing one area of life at the expense of others, such as focusing solely on career success while neglecting relationships or personal well-being. However, true fulfillment comes from achieving a balance that allows us to thrive in all areas of life. This does not mean that every aspect of life will always receive equal attention, but rather that we maintain a sense of equilibrium that prevents any one area from becoming neglected or overwhelming. In the process of reorganizing our priorities, it is important to cultivate mindfulness and presence. Mindfulness involves being fully engaged in the present moment, with a deep awareness of our thoughts, feelings, and actions. By practicing mindfulness, we become more attuned to what truly matters to us and are better able to make conscious choices about how we spend our time and energy. Presence allows us to fully experience and appreciate the moments that align with our priorities rather than being distracted by the noise and demands of life. Reorganizing our priorities is about aligning our actions with our intentions. It is not enough to simply identify what is important to us. We must also take deliberate steps to ensure that our daily actions reflect our values and goals. This might involve creating new habits, setting clear goals, or making changes to our routines and lifestyle. By consistently aligning our actions with our priorities, we create a life that is not only purposeful but also deeply fulfilling. Reorganizing our priorities is a powerful and transformative process that requires introspection, honesty, and courage. It involves letting go of what no longer serves us, making deliberate choices about where to invest our time and energy, and aligning our actions with our values and goals. While the process may be challenging, it ultimately leads to a life that is more authentic, balanced, and meaningful. By regularly reassessing and reorganizing our priorities, we ensure that we are living in a way that truly reflects who we are and what we value most. Reflection is a powerful tool that allows us to pause, examine our lives, and gain insight into our thoughts, actions, and experiences. It serves as a guiding light on the path of personal growth, enabling us to learn from our past, understand our present, and make informed decisions about our future. In the context of rebuilding and reorganizing oneself, reflection plays a critical role. It is through reflection that we identify the lessons we need to carry forward, the patterns we need to change, and the values we need to uphold as we move toward a more fulfilling life. The process of reflection begins with a conscious effort to step back from the busyness of life and create space for introspection. In our fast-paced world, it is all too easy to become caught up in the demands of daily life, moving from one task to the next without ever pausing to consider why we are doing what we do. Reflection requires us to slow down and look inward, asking ourselves important questions. What are my motivations? How have my actions aligned with my values? What have I learned from my experiences? These questions are not always easy to answer, but they are essential for gaining a deeper understanding of ourselves. One of the key benefits of reflection is that it allows us to make sense of our past experiences. Life is full of challenges, setbacks, and disappointments, and it is natural to want to move on from these difficult moments as quickly as possible. However, by reflecting on these experiences, we can extract valuable lessons that can guide us in the future. For example, we might reflect on a failed relationship and recognize patterns of behavior that contributed to its breakdown. This awareness can help us make different choices in future relationships, leading to more positive outcomes. In this way, reflection transforms past pain into future wisdom. Reflection also enables us to identify patterns in our thoughts and behaviors that may be holding us back. Often we fall into habitual ways of thinking and acting that do not serve our best interests, but because these patterns are so ingrained, we may not even be aware of them. Through reflection, we can bring these patterns to light and examine them critically. For instance, we might notice a tendency to procrastinate when faced with difficult tasks or to react defensively when receiving feedback. By recognizing these patterns, we can begin to challenge and change them, replacing them with more constructive behaviors. Another important aspect of reflection is that it helps us clarify our values and priorities. In the hustle and bustle of everyday life, it is easy to lose sight of what truly matters to us. We may find ourselves chasing goals that do not align with our core values or making decisions based on external pressures rather than our own desires. Reflection provides an opportunity to reconnect with our values and to evaluate whether our current actions and choices are in alignment with them. This clarity can lead to more intentional and purpose-driven living. In addition to helping us understand our past and present, reflection also plays a crucial role in shaping our future. When we take the time to reflect, we gain a clearer sense of direction and purpose. We become more aware of the goals we want to pursue and the steps we need to take to achieve them. Reflection allows us to set meaningful and achievable goals based on a deep understanding of who we are and what we want from life. It also helps us anticipate potential challenges and develop strategies to overcome them. Reflection is not just about thinking, it is also about feeling. As we reflect, we must pay attention to our emotions and how they inform our understanding of ourselves and our experiences. Emotions are powerful indicators of what is important to us, and by exploring them during reflection, we can gain valuable insights into our motivations, desires, and fears. For example, if we feel a sense of anxiety when thinking about a particular aspect of our life, it may indicate that there is an unresolved issue that needs to be addressed. On the other hand, feelings of joy or satisfaction can highlight areas of our life that are in alignment with our true self. A crucial part of the reflection process is learning to practice self-compassion. As we examine our past actions and decisions, it is easy to fall into the trap of self-criticism or regret. However, true reflection is not about judging ourselves harshly, it is about understanding and learning. We must approach our reflections with kindness, recognizing that we are human and that mistakes are a natural part of the growth process. By practicing self-compassion, we create a safe space for honest reflection, free from the fear of self-recrimination. Reflection is most effective when it becomes a regular practice. It is not something that should be reserved for moments of crisis or significant life changes. Instead, it should be an ongoing habit, integrated into our daily or weekly routine. Regular reflection allows us to stay connected to our inner selves, to continuously learn from our experiences, and to make adjustments as needed. Whether through journaling, meditation, or simply taking a few moments of quiet contemplation, making reflection a consistent part of our lives can have profound and lasting benefits. Reflection is a powerful tool for personal growth and transformation. It enables us to learn from our past, understand our present, and make informed decisions about our future. By engaging in regular and thoughtful reflection, we can identify patterns that need to change, clarify our values and priorities, and set a clear direction for our lives. Through this process, we gain the wisdom and self-awareness needed to rebuild and reorganize ourselves in a way that is aligned with our true purpose and values. In the journey of personal transformation, reflection is the compass that guides us toward a more authentic, fulfilling, and meaningful life. Letting go of the past is one of the most challenging yet liberating steps in the journey of personal transformation. It requires us to release the emotional baggage, regrets, and attachments that tether us to experiences that no longer serve our growth. By holding on to the past, we limit our potential and keep ourselves anchored in a place that prevents us from moving forward. Letting go, on the other hand, opens the door to new possibilities, allowing us to rebuild and reorganize our lives in a way that aligns with our true purpose and aspirations. The process of letting go begins with acknowledging the hold that the past has on us. This involves a deep and honest assessment of the memories, emotions, and motives that we continue to carry with us. Often we are not fully aware of how much our past influences our present actions and decisions. We may be haunted by regrets, unresolved conflicts, or lingering guilt that subtly shape our thoughts and behaviors. To let go, we must first bring these influences into the light of awareness, recognizing them for what they are and understanding how they are affecting our current state of being. One of the most common reasons we hold on to the past is fear of the unknown, fear of change, and fear of losing a part of our identity. The past, no matter how painful, is familiar, and there is a certain comfort in that familiarity. We may cling to memories of better times, relationships that once brought us joy, or achievements that defined our sense of self-worth. Letting go means stepping into the uncertainty of the future without the safety net of the past, and this can be a daunting prospect. However, it is essential to understand that true growth and transformation require us to move beyond the confines of what was and embrace the possibilities of what could be. Another significant aspect of letting go is forgiveness. This includes not only forgiving others for the wrongs they may have done to us, but also forgiving ourselves for our own mistakes and shortcomings. Holding on to resentment, anger, or guilt only serves to weigh us down, keeping us trapped in a cycle of negativity. Forgiveness is not about condoning the actions that caused us pain, it is about releasing the emotional grip those actions have on us. It is about freeing ourselves from the burden of carrying that pain and allowing ourselves to heal. Self-forgiveness is equally important, as it enables us to let go of the harsh judgments we place on ourselves and to move forward with compassion and understanding. Letting go of the past also involves releasing our attachment to the outcomes we once desired. Life does not always go according to plan, and the dreams we had for ourselves may not have materialized in the way we envisioned. We may find ourselves clinging to the idea of what our life should have been, rather than accepting and embracing the reality of what it is. This attachment to unmet expectations can create a sense of dissatisfaction and prevent us from appreciating the opportunities and experiences that are available to us in the present. By letting go of these expectations, we open ourselves up to new paths and possibilities that we may not have considered before. A critical part of letting go is the acceptance of impermanence. Life is in a constant state of flux, and everything we experience, both the good and the bad, is temporary. Relationships change, circumstances evolve, and we ourselves grow and transform over time. Holding on to the past is an attempt to resist this natural flow of life, to keep things as they were rather than allowing them to be as they are. By embracing the impermanence of life, we can find peace in the knowledge that change is not something to be feared, but something to be embraced as an integral part of our journey. It is important to recognize that letting go is not a one-time event, but an ongoing process. There will be moments when the past resurfaces, when old wounds are reopened, or when we find ourselves slipping back into familiar patterns of thought and behavior. In these moments, we must practice patience and self-compassion, reminding ourselves that healing takes time and that setbacks are a natural part of the process. Letting go is not about erasing the past or pretending it never happened. It is about integrating those experiences into our lives in a way that allows us to move forward with strength and resilience. Letting go of the past is a profound and transformative step in the journey of personal growth. It requires courage, forgiveness, and a willingness to embrace the uncertainty of the future. By releasing the emotional baggage and attachments that no longer serve us, we open ourselves up to new opportunities for growth and fulfillment. Letting go is not about forgetting the past, but about freeing ourselves from its hold so that we can move forward with clarity, purpose, and a renewed sense of self. In doing so, we create the space necessary to rebuild and reorganize our lives in a way that is true to who we are and aligned with our highest aspirations. Embracing new possibilities is an essential aspect of personal growth and transformation. It requires a mindset that is open to change, willing to take risks, and ready to explore the unknown. When we embrace new possibilities, we break free from the limitations of our past experiences and the constraints of our current circumstances. This act of courage and openness allows us to step into a future filled with opportunities for growth, learning, and fulfillment. In doing so, we create a life that is not only richer in experiences, but also more aligned with our true potential. The first step in embracing new possibilities is cultivating an open mind. An open mind is receptive to new ideas, perspectives, and opportunities, even if they challenge our existing beliefs or comfort zones. It is easy to fall into patterns of thinking that are rigid and fixed, especially when faced with uncertainty or change. However, an open mind recognizes that life is full of surprises and that the best way to navigate its twists and turns is by remaining flexible and adaptable. This mindset allows us to see potential where others might see obstacles, and to approach challenges with a sense of curiosity and wonder rather than fear. To embrace new possibilities, we must also be willing to take risks. Risk-taking is an inherent part of growth and transformation. It involves stepping into the unknown, making decisions without a guaranteed outcome, and being vulnerable to the possibility of failure. However, it is important to understand that without risk there is no reward. Every significant achievement in life, whether personal or professional, involves some degree of risk. By taking risks, we push ourselves beyond our comfort zones and open ourselves up to experiences that can lead to profound personal growth. One of the biggest obstacles to embracing new possibilities is the fear of failure. This fear can be paralyzing, keeping us stuck in a place of safety and familiarity. However, It is essential to recognize that failure is not the opposite of success, but rather a stepping stone on the path to success. Every failure provides valuable lessons and insights that can help us improve and grow. When we view failure as a learning opportunity rather than a setback, we are more likely to take the risks necessary to explore new possibilities. In this way, failure becomes a crucial part of the process of personal growth. Another key aspect of embracing new possibilities is letting go of limiting beliefs. Limiting beliefs are those negative thoughts and assumptions that we hold about ourselves and the world around us. They are often rooted in past experiences, societal expectations, or internalized fears. These beliefs can create mental barriers that prevent us from pursuing new opportunities or realizing our full potential. For example, we might believe that we are not smart enough to learn a new skill, or that we are too old to change careers. By challenging and reframing these limiting beliefs, we can break free from the constraints they impose on us and open ourselves up to new possibilities. Embracing new possibilities also requires us to cultivate a sense of curiosity. Curiosity is the desire to learn, explore, and discover. It is the driving force behind innovation, creativity, and personal growth. When we approach life with curiosity, we are more likely to seek out new experiences, ask questions, and explore different perspectives. This sense of wonder and exploration leads us to uncover new passions, develop new skills, and build new relationships. In short, curiosity is the key to unlocking the endless possibilities that life has to offer. In addition to curiosity, embracing new possibilities involves being proactive. It is not enough to simply be open to new opportunities, we must actively seek them out. This means taking initiative, setting goals, and being intentional about our actions. For example, if we are interested in pursuing a new career, we might research different fields, network with professionals in those areas, or take courses to develop the necessary skills. By being proactive, we increase our chances of encountering new possibilities and turning them into reality. Another important factor in embracing new possibilities, surrounding ourselves with supportive and like-minded individuals. The people we surround ourselves with can have a significant impact on our mindset and motivation. When we are in the company of those who encourage and inspire us, we are more likely to pursue our goals and explore new opportunities. Conversely, negative or unsupportive relationships can hold us back and reinforce our fears and doubts. By building a network of positive and supportive individuals, we create an environment that fosters growth and encourages us to embrace new possibilities. Lastly, embracing new possibilities requires patience and persistence. Personal growth and transformation do not happen overnight. It is a gradual process that involves overcoming obstacles, making mistakes, and learning along the way. There will be times when the path forward is unclear or when progress seems slow. In these moments, it is important to remain patient and persistent, trusting that each step we take brings us closer to realizing our potential. By maintaining a positive attitude and a commitment to growth, we can continue to move forward, even in the face of challenges. Embracing new possibilities is a vital part of the journey toward personal growth and fulfillment. It involves cultivating an open mind, taking risks, challenging limiting beliefs, and approaching life with curiosity and proactivity. By trusting ourselves, surrounding ourselves with supportive individuals, and practicing patience and persistence, we can navigate the unknown with confidence and embrace the endless opportunities that life has to offer. In doing so, we create a life that is rich in experiences, aligned with our true purpose, and filled with the potential for growth and transformation. In the journey of rebuilding and reorganizing yourself, each step is a vital part of your transformation. By recognizing the broken pieces of your life, reflecting deeply, letting go of the past, and embracing new possibilities, you pave the way for profound personal growth. This process demands courage, self-compassion, and a willingness to step into the unknown. It is not a linear path, but a continuous cycle of learning, adapting, and evolving. As you trust in your ability to navigate challenges and stay open to new opportunities, you begin to create a life that is authentically yours, aligned with your values and filled with purpose. Ultimately, this journey leads to a stronger, more resilient self ready to face the future with confidence and grace. Through these steps, you not only rebuild but also reinvent yourself, opening doors to a life rich with potential and fulfillment.